As we started, there are two items for consideration today, and a recognition that we will have great interest in and appreciation of. For our next the recognition, the Anoka County Sheriff, James Stuart, who recently received quite an honor from the Minnesota Sheriff's Association. I understand it isn't normally handed out. It's somewhat unique in the distribution. It's not something they do routinely, but they have recognized the contributions and efforts of our sheriff for the many things that he has been doing within our county and within his sector of county government. Sheriff, we appreciate all that you do. You're always a colorful addition around our departments and offices, and to comment further is our representative of the committee, Julie Brasted, to comment further about this recognition. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kordiak. Well, the 2018 Minnesota Sheriff's Association President's Award is given to a sheriff who exemplifies the core values of the Minnesota Sheriff's Association, who gives unselfishly of himself and his time for the good of this state's sheriffs, and who works tirelessly to promote and advance the association. Sheriff Stuart is certainly deserving of this award. He's heavily involved in law enforcement in our community and on the state and national levels. Let me take a moment to mention just some of the committees and the boards on which he serves. Sheriff Stuart is an executive board on the MSA Legislative and Training Committees. He is on the board of directors for the National Sheriff's Association and the Equal Justice Committee. And he's a board member of Hope for Youth, which is a local nonprofit that helps youth experiencing homelessness. Sheriff Stuart is also a member of several other committees, coalition, and task force, including the Domestic Violence and Crime Services Committee, the Youth Programs and Juvenile Justice Committee, the Global Policy Affairs Committee, the National Domestic Preparedness Coalition, and the Executive Committee for the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force. So he's a busy guy. Sheriff Stuart is involved in many other organizations and initiatives that I didn't mention here as well. He works hard every day to ensure the safety of citizens and the development of our youth. This is not Sheriff Stuart's first high-profile accolade. He has been nominated for National Sheriff of the Year, and he was awarded the Medal of Merit by the National Sheriff's Association in 2015 and 2016 for his contributions to the community and to the field of criminal justice. And just personally, I think it is truly a pleasure to chair public safety and work with the sheriff and his staff on public safety issues for the county. So congratulations, Sheriff Stuart, and please tell us more about your award, the Minnesota Sheriff's Association, and along with your other recent efforts to promote the office of sheriff.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chair, members of the board. It's a pretty humbling experience to be acknowledged that way, and I appreciate the recognition here this morning. For the record, my name is James Stuart, and it is my distinct privilege to serve as the Sheriff of Anoka County, and I know you hear me say that every time, and whenever I make a public introduction, I do say that because I think it's critically important that none of us, and especially myself, ever forget what a true privilege it is to be elected by the citizens that we serve, and in our case, to protect and serve. And as I see those community partnerships established all across our county and even beyond, it really is humbling to see all the great things and all the different programs that are being established. Within our office, community outreach, you heard youth mentioned several times in there. The focus on youth is very intentional. I know that to be cliche, that's our future, right? And so we know that there's a lot of struggles that they're facing. So we do what we can do to make a positive impact and to set them on positive paths. And within our office, we also embrace our roles as ambassadors and trying to make positive impacts in our communities. And so some of the things, I could go on for hours just talking about our programs, but just in the past few weeks even, we did the cancer fundraiser, and we've done the Toys for Joy fundraiser, and we were a Dropbox location. We partnered with Hope for Youth to be the Out in the Cold for Youth, which the county board participated in. Thank you very much for that, as we all seek to help them get a hand up, not a hand out, and help these youth become the individuals that they were designed to be. We have also done the Shop with a Cop for the underprivileged kids, and this Thursday we're doing We've partnered with Santa Claus. He's actually coming in early, and we're going to have a lot of our deputies distributing a lot of gifts and some food baskets to needy families throughout Anoka County. And so the list goes on, but what's core to that is that I couldn't do it without an amazing team. And we also have the criminal justice initiatives, many of which were first in the state. And it's because of our commitment to not just doing new, innovative, and things that'll help us run more efficiently, but we're committed to doing them right in a way that we set the standard, and we're not going to be a negative headline for as a learning lesson for other individuals. And that couldn't happen without Chief Deputy Helwig, our amazing command staff, and every member of our office who all not just embrace this vision of outreach, but this vision of doing it right and being positive ambassadors in our community. So I truly am blessed. I appreciate being here today. Another big part of that is we couldn't do it without the community partnerships all across the county, and quite honestly, even on the national level and across the state. And that includes right here, my partnership, my relationship with the county board. So I thank each of you for that relationship, for that partnership, and I thank you for this recognition this morning.
Sheriff, thank you. You have served this county well, and we're proud of you.
Thank you.
You pointed out yourself, and I was thinking that you have worked well with this county board. We've had fine relationships. We go about getting the business of county government done. This county board, as you well know, sees public safety as a priority. It is one of our priorities. And the last number of weeks, I've had the opportunity, some of the highlights of my history, I guess, but one of them I always bring up is a public safety center building. We used to be scattered around in various locations around the county, and I'm so happy now and so proud that you can enjoy a one location, ranging from forensics science to storing your equipment in, with all of your command staff and our deputies throughout this county. It's robust, it's good for us, and yet you take fine advantage of that, and you are forever hosting community gatherings of one kind or another, pulling people together all the time. I've got one recently, walking around your airboats and your other things, just to make sure people know what's there and that they can reach out to you. And so you're very accessible, and you and your team do a fine job for Anoka County.
Thank you very much.
If I can.
Congratulations on your work.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, if I can add a couple of things. I also want to add my personal congratulations to Sheriff Stuart. Jim and I have known each other quite a long time, and as the other elected public safety official here in Anoka County, I certainly am proud of the relationship that has been forged between the sheriff and me, and certainly between our offices. I think it is a great example of cooperation, which has helped, I think, enable public safety in Anoka County to be accomplished in a much, much more professional level. And I'm very, very grateful to the sheriff and to all the people in his office for that spirit of cooperation with the attorneys in our office. So thank you. I want to say that publicly, Jim. Congratulations on your award.
Thank you, Tony.
Well,
Appreciate it.
thank you. Any other comments?
Well, let's give the sheriff a round of applause.